Hello everybody and welcome back to Football Manager 2023. I nearly said 2022, 2023 in the beta save with Newcastle, and we are not having any gameplay in today's episode because it's the January deadline day transfer window bonanza, I think. Should we call it that? Yeah, why not? I've said it now. Yeah, we're diving in to deadline day in January. This has been a terrible start to an episode. I'll get my words out eventually, but we've been relatively busy, and the reason there's not going to be any gameplay in this episode is because I feel like this is going to be very busy on deadline day. We have a number of squads to fill in our team, so let's go and have a look at the outs. So first up then, Sean Longstaff did leave to go to Bournemouth. £7 million we got for him. I'm pretty happy with that. He wasn't playing for us at all. He's only played once for Bournemouth and not done very well for them either. So Sean Longstaff does leave the club, and it's with my more than blessing. I probably would have driven him there myself because he wasn't playing. He was eating up quite a lot of wages, so he's gone. Sean Longstaff out of the club, £7 million. Thank you very much. Next up, Jamal Lewis, the left wing back or left back for Northern Ireland and now for Bournemouth, who he's joined on loan for a 200k loan fee and the signing of £3.5 million at the end of the deal, or £3 million at the end of the deal. Again, another player, delighted to get him out. He's not going to be eating up salary from us anymore. So, yeah, he's gone. Jamal Lewis. Not much more to say about that one, really. See you later. Next up, another one to Bournemouth was Carl Darlow, the goalkeeper. £1 million. I just thought, let's get him off the books. We don't really need to worry about money, do we, as Newcastle with the Saudi Arabia investment fund owning us. So £1 million. He has now moved on to Bournemouth, where he is apparently their backup goalkeeper, even though it says first choice. He's not playing at the moment. He's 32. He's nowhere near as good as what we've got in our club. So Carl Darlow leaves for £1 million. The next one, John Joe Shelvey, is out the door. He has moved to West Ham. I did say that someone like West Ham would come and bid for him when we put him on the transfer list when he pissed us off in the last episode. So John Joe Shelvey has moved for £12 million to West Ham. He played 5 league games for us, averaging a 6.57. He wasn't very good in our system. He was never going to out Bruno Guimaraes or Yuri Tielemans. So John Joe Shelvey leaves. Ironically, he is exactly the sort of player that we do need, but you don't, if you piss me off and you say you don't want to be here, then you're out the door. You are out the door. And John Joe Shelvey was a testament to that, and it's also happened with someone else, a lot of you probably didn't expect me to sell, but he's gone. Let's go and have a look. And that man is Callum Wilson, who's decided that Syria is the place for him, and he has joined Lazio. £14 million, so a slight loss on what was paid for him 3 years ago, nearly 4 years ago. Again, wasn't really playing. Alexander Isak has nailed on his starting striker role for us. 6.56 average rating, 2 goals in 11. Yeah, he got 4 in 5 starts. But a lot of those came in. We got 2 in 2 in the League Cup, 2 in 3 starts, or 2 in 11 appearances in total in the league. He wasn't really cutting the mustard for us, so we've sold Callum Wilson, which could be a mistake. And I am open to realise when I make mistakes, but he is probably the one player we've already gone out and replaced, and it's probably quite obvious who we've replaced him with. So the only player we've brought in so far is Daniel Marlon, who was the ongoing long transfer saga for Newcastle. We tried to bring him in the summer, didn't have the money for it. We got the funds available, we arranged the deal and got him on a cut price deal as well for £15 million and only £5 million up front. So it hasn't really hurt our transfer kitty at all, and it is quite the kitty that we've built up. We've got a couple of irons in the fire as well for other deals that hopefully will be confirmed on deadline day. We'll get to those as they approach in the news items. But looking into the finances, we have £67 million or £67.5 million to spend. We've got a bit of wage budget as well. We've got, £500,000 roughly in our wage budget that we can use, and I think this is already taking into account some of the deals that I've got going on in the background as well. So we're in what I would class as a decent position for our squad. If we just clear this, 'cause we've got a couple of youngsters in here as well that we've been picking. It's a small squad now. It definitely has reduced in numbers. Matty Longstaff, I'm so desperate to get rid of him. I think I'm just going to release him on a free for $500,000. Have $500,000, you can go on a free transfer. Rodrigo Vilca, I think, is going to go back out on loan, and then we're probably going to release him on a free at the end of the year. So yeah, if you get rid of those. Well, I'll get rid of those two and Kraft because he is out for the whole season. It is a very small squad we've got. Only one player with a bit of interest, which is Dan Burn from West Ham. And if they want him, we're going to get a hell of a lot of money out of them for Dan Burn because he has been rather good for us, actually. 4 goals from centre-back from those corners has done really well. Donny Marlin's in. I still think another striker, definitely a central midfielder we need to bring in, a holding midfielder, and potentially a new right back. Again, I mentioned before it was sort of mooted that right back is a potential pace to improve. And what you can actually see we've done is lower the average age of the squad quite considerably. So the only 30-year-olds we've got left are Dan Burn, Kieran Trippier, and Nick Pope, not including Adrian, who obviously is on loan from Liverpool, so he's not our player. And Sivlar's come in actually and had 2 appearances and done very well for us, to be honest. He's done very well in those 2 appearances. And so, yeah, we're lowering the age of the squad, putting us in a good position. And we're sort of not on purpose, sort of half on purpose, but we're not looking to bring in just young players. We're looking to bring in high reputation players to help to placate the board because they want these high reputation players to come in. So we'll see how it goes. I wouldn't mind potentially a experienced holding midfielder that doesn't mind being a backup. That the issue we've got at the moment is that everyone other than attacking midfield is starting positions, and attacking midfield is the key one. I want to bring in probably a global superstar or at least a well-known name that's going to keep the board happy, get the fans back, not back on side, we're doing all right, get the fans excited and produce it in the big games when we need it to. So striker is definitely, I think, on the list. Attacking midfield 100% is the one we need to get done on deadline day. Holding midfield, a general back, someone that's happy to be a backup player, and then potentially a right back. Maybe, if we sell Dan Burn, maybe a new starting centre-back as well. So, plenty to do on deadline day. Just before we jump into that, though, quickly we'll look at the schedule. And again, you'll see it's not been too bad. We haven't lost in quite a long time. So, we lost to Man United in the Carabao Cup. We beat Fulham. We beat Leicester. Then we had deadline day was here, wasn't it? We haven't actually been gone that long. We came back in that episode there. 2-2 against Man United, and we entered into January. We beat Luton 2-1 in the FA Cup third round, rotating the team quite heavily. Isaac Westendorf is a name that not many of you are going to recognise. And this kid, he doesn't look very good, but he does like to score goals. So Isaac Westendorf scored against, not Millwall, he scored against Luton in the FA Cup third round. By the way, I hate that when you come back to this screen, it always takes you to the top. It's so irritating. It's very, very irritating. But anyway, he scored against Luton in the FA Cup third round. But in a friendly, somewhere up here, he scored a hat-trick in one of these. And that's what sort of put him on my radar of potentially giving him a run out. There he is. He scored 4, Isaac Westendorf scored 4 against United, which is a wonderful name as well, in a 6-1 win. So I thought we'd chuck him into a few cup games. He did well against Luton, getting on the score sheet. He played again against Walsall, didn't do as well, a 6.6, I don't mind that. But Donny Marlin got 2 on his debut. Also goals for Zalewski from left back and Joe Linton playing in attacking midfield for that one. But yeah, so we've been on some good runs here. Brentford, we beat 1-0. Forest, disappointing 0-0, but I didn't mind that one. But yeah, 7 games unbeaten now, which is good. We're on a decent run, and we find ourselves 7th in the Premier League. 1 point behind Southampton, 6 points behind Chelsea in 5th, and then Man United, Liverpool, Arsenal and Man City all pretty much secure in the top 4. I don't think that's going to change too much. It need one of those to quite dramatically implode. Arsenal are making a good job of trying to battle City, and obviously if Liverpool win their game in hand, that will put them on 55, only 2 points behind City. So not bad at all for them. Wolves could leapfrog us if they win their game in hand, but we're just in a much better position, which is making the board a little bit happier. We didn't meet the latter stage of the Carabao Cup, which is a bit annoying. They're slightly disappointed that we're not qualifying for the Europa League. They're disappointed with the increased commercial revenue, which we're going to do, hopefully, through signing bigger name players, which is what we need to do here. So, yeah, I'm hoping that we can get this done on deadline day, bring some big names in, get everyone back on board, and march into those Europa League places quite confidently. Let's see how it all unfolds. So one person I am potentially still looking at is Fred, just for his energy, his work rate, and he's not going to be an amazingly good player, so I don't think he's going to want to be a... I don't think he might want to be a starting player because he's joining from Man United, but I sort of feel like he could play this role, bring the energy, especially when we're pressing teams slightly higher up the pitch and when we're playing the weaker teams. I think that would be quite good, and if he can just get the ball and give it to someone better than him, like a Bruno Guimaraes or a Yuri Tielemans, it could be all right. I mean, there's bids of 6.2 million on him, and I sort of feel for that amount of money, it might not be a terrible idea just to go and get that done. It's really not going to impact our wages that much there, but we'll see what he wants in terms of a contract. But yeah, Fred is one we're looking at. We can always cancel it if we don't want it to come in. Okay, so a couple of attacking midfielders that we're looking at. We're going to go through them in order. One of them is Ruslan Malinovsky, the Ukrainian from Atalanta in Serie A. 31 to 46 million pounds. Highly recommended by the scouts. As I said, we're doing this properly, and we've got our scouts working bloody overtime at the moment, the amount of players that we're scouting. And yeah, he's someone that I think would fit the bill very well to fill that attacking midfield spot. It is a crucial spot. He is a highly regarded player. He'll be signing, I would say, taking a step up from Atalanta to Newcastle in the Premier League. So he's someone that is on our radar. Another player who is also in Serie A is Hakan Çalhanoğlu. Again, very highly recommended by the scouts. Could easily play in this attacking midfield spot. Neither of them are the tallest, 5'10" for Hakan and 5'11" for Malinovsky. But both of them are all right. We'd be asking him to do a lot less dribbling and actually just move the ball, which sort of suits how we want it to work, because we want him to get the ball, move it onto the wingers or into the striker and let them do the dribbling. Obviously, a huge wage at Inter Milan. Will be going into the last year of his contract next season, so we might be able to get a bit of a discounted price. But Hakan is definitely on the radar as well. Now, a bit of a rogue one is actually Cole Palmer from Man City. I'm thinking of a 6-month loan just to get us through to the end of the season, and then we take stock in the summer and really look at where we can invest heavily when we get our summer transfer budget. Now, the risk of that is obviously we get sacked before the summer. So Cole Palmer's probably sort of a back burner in case we don't get a permanent deal done, or in case we want to bring in another one as well on loan. Again, scouts are saying he's a very good footballer. Bring him in. He's got a lot of potential. So potentially Cole Palmer is an option. Now, some of you may know this guy from previous FMs, but Giorgio de Arasata is an attacking midfielder currently playing out in Brazil. The Uruguayan with 43 caps for Uruguay. Again, very good on the ball, slightly different to Hakan in the fact that he can dribble and would sort of move the ball and be asked to dribble a bit more, so it would change how we play. Cheaper than the people currently residing in Serie A and the Premier League. An A+ from the scouts, very highly regarded. Definitely someone I'm considering. He's definitely in consideration, slightly older than the other players that we've been bringing in as well this season. We don't really know how he's doing. Last year, not the best season out in the first division of Brazil. 4 assists, 3 goals in 27. But you never really know how he's been asked to play. So, Giorgio de Arasata is one that, again, on the radar, but on the smaller side. Transfer listed at Aston Villa is Emiliano Buendia. I think he will be a backup option, I think, if we brought him in. I don't think he'd be our starting attacking midfielder. But he brings with him, a good amount of dribbling ability, flair, passing accuracy, off the ball movement. He does have a lot of the skills I'd be looking for. Now, something that is flagging up a sort of siren is the fact he has not performed well in what is basically half a season playing for Aston Villa. 10 starts, I think it is, 9 starts, 6 off the bench. A 6.6 average rating is not brilliant with 1 assist for a Villa team that have actually been playing quite well this season in FM. So, again, not sure about Emilio Buendia, but another option. Now, a much younger player, much highly rated player, Ghanaian Mohamed Kudus. I think a lot of people will know about this guy. We'll be looking to use him in this sort of system, attacking midfielder on support. Passing's okay, dribbling's okay. He's not as standout, definitely one for the future, but my worry is we need someone now to be a starter to get this job done. So they're most of the ones that we're looking at. There's a few others in there as well, but I think they're all the top attacking midfielders that we've sort of been looking at. So I'm going to go and make a few bids and see what sort of deals we can get done, and we'll come back with any news, I guess. Okay, so Fred is happy to talk to us, actually. He wants to be used in a specific role, he wants to be a squad player, which I'm not too upset about. Let's see what sort of salary he wants. He's happy to listen to our... Why is it... I can see you prefer to form your business in a Switch. Yeah, okay. We agreed that. 82,000 isn't ideal. I mean, we've got so much to play with, though. Let's see if we can really lowball him here. We're going to go 60. No, he wants that 82. Okay, we'll go... Maybe 60 was a bit low. Let's go 70. Definitely wants 82. 75? That's 75 and then an extra 200 grand for signing on? No. Okay, so you're not going to get that signing on fee then. Let's go 80 and 2.5. Wow, you are playing hardball. 82 and 2.5 million. I think that's... We'll finalise that. It's not completely finalised yet. We don't have to agree to it. There are, as I said, other irons in the fire. So let's see what happens with those. Okay, so we've had an offer accepted for Hakan Çalhanoğlu, which is going to equate to around £45 million, which I don't think is too bad a deal at all. Important first team player, definitely that is what you'll be. You'll be coming into the team. If we can sign 2 attacking midfielders, even better. Then Almiron becomes a sort of cover for attacking midfield right, attacking midfield left and the centre. So I don't mind that at all. Wage, he wants 170,000. Estimated wage 140 to 180. So let's see if we can get him down towards the lower end of that. Not having a sell-on fee though. So let's go with that to start. Right, 170. He's come down to, or maybe that's what he started at, 145. Like, we'll agree on 150. Right. Hakan Çalhanoğlu could be in here, and that I think is a superb signing to bring in as well. Gives us a little bit of versatility, can play in a number of positions as well. So, yeah, I'm excited. Okay, and we've also had a bid accepted for Ruslan Malinovsky, equating to around about £38 million. Again, he wants to be an important first-team player. I don't mind saying we'll qualify for the Champions League next year, because that will be the aim. If we can get him down to squad player, yeah, he's not going to go for that. What about just a regular starter, just to ease it off a little bit? No, we've messed it up with Ruslan Malinovsky, so he's not going to be signing. We might try again in a minute, because we can use the new agent feature to talk to him. So let's see what happens there. We've got Hakan hopefully coming in, so not too bad. Okay, so Fred has been granted his work permit, and I'm sort of thinking for 6.25 million, is it that bad to bring him in? I think he could do a job for us. He's just not, because he's not naturally what we want to do. That's why I'm a little bit sceptical right now. I'm going to have a little scout around, see what else is out there. I do like the fact he's slightly more experienced. He's coming from a winning team with Man United, who I know that's ironic, but he is winning. Again, not played brilliantly, but not played that much. I'm just not sure. What does the scout report say? The scout report, bravery and work rate. He's requested to leave. Stamina lets him keep running. Professional, language, couple of positions. He would actually come in, but that's comparing him to... Yeah, see, look, that's when you look at it like that, you're like, you need a body in the door, right? We've only got 2 people that can actually play in holding midfield. If we quickly went, how do we do this on here? Let's add to squad planner as a holding midfielder. So if we then put him in here and went, why can't I? Okay, I couldn't allocate him in the middle, so we'll put DMR. Okay, he's quite considerably worse than what we've already got at the club. I'm going to have a look, see what else is out there, maybe put them in this squad planner and see if it helps us out a bit. Okay, so one of the people I was considering him against was Granit Xhaka, who is transfer listed, but it'll be a lot more money for £18.5 million for not that better of a player, to be honest, if we look at it in that sense. I sort of think he looks so much better than Fred there, though, doesn't he? And he can naturally play in holding midfield. Oh, it's tough. This is very tough. And he's a cultured midfielder. He's cultured left foot, isn't he? He is a cultured left foot player. But for 18.5 million, I wonder what his what's his agent saying? 83k to 105. Look, those wages are ridiculous. 75 to 94. I think there's scope for further. No, okay, so he says not scope for further. Leicester are sniffing around. Because I don't want to go from having only 2 choices to being overloaded. Could we bring in Fred and Granit Xhaka? Is that sensible? Probably not. Oh, it's tough. Deadline day is always good fun. It really is good fun. And we come back to the dilemma, because I need to make a decision, don't I, about Fred. 82 grand a week is a lot of money for Fred. It's just, his work rate would be great. Fresh legs coming on. Yeah, we're bringing him in. Fred's coming in. I mean, that's cheaper than Sean Longstaff. So, really, we've made profit on Fred. That's how I'm equating that. It doesn't really make sense. But Fred is in. And it's a double swooping hour for Leicester City because Hakan Çalhanoğlu is coming in as well, which I'm very excited about. 15.5 million down, 46 million overall. Big wage, but he's going to come in and make us much, much better in attacking midfield. And Patson Daka, someone I really like. I think he's a really good player. He's going to be our impact substitute. Him, Marlon and Isak are our 3 strikers that we can use and choose from. Again, Scout's very happy with him. Short, simple passes and likes to knock the ball past the opponent. I think he's a fantastic option to have and come in. Hasn't really been given a chance at Leicester, but I sort of feel like he's got goals in him. I feel like he'll suit our system. If you need a goal, chuck pace on, over the top balls. Lovely, lovely stuff. So a double signing in this hour is Patson Daka and Hakan Çalhanoğlu, which is absolutely awesome. Okay, so the squad size is looking a little bit healthier. 3 strikers in Marlon, Dakan and Isak. Marlon obviously giving us a bit of versatility as well. Çalhanoğlu and Almiron now in that attacking midfield where we've got Anderson, Gonzalez and St Maximin as the wingers with Almiron helping out as well. Joe Linton, Joe Willock, if we need central midfielders, can play there. Bruno Guimaraes, Fred and Yuri Tielemans as the holding midfield choice. Again, right back is potentially an upgrade spot. Trippier, Salamakers are in there as well. Left back, we've got Target and Zalewski. Centre backs, at the moment, we've got Botman, Byrne, Zabadani and Kubela. Goalkeepers, Pope and Sivlar. So I do like how this squad is coming to shape now. I think it is looking pretty good, but I'm not going to rule us out of any more deals. 10 hours left to go. Let's see what happens, see if there's any movers or shakers. Oh, and there is. I forgot about this deal. Gianluca Busio, the American out in Serie A. We're going to bring him in. He's going to be our holding midfielder backup to Fred, basically. He's going to be our backup to the backup, which I'm more than happy with because we're only getting him for like 6.2 million, which I think is great, or 6.75 million, which is good. So, yes, we'll bring him in as well. So we'll get that one confirmed. Renato Sanchez is moving to Man United, or has moved to Man United for 11.25 million. Wow, bargain. Okay. But yeah, another central midfielder in. So that is central midfield done. I'm happy with that. I'm tempted to see if we go and get Malinovsky just to give us that option. Not sure. We've got loads of money left. We've still got nearly 40 million in the bank. So yeah, I'm very tempted to see if we can get another deal done. I just love spending money when it's not mine. Oh, ladies and gents. Andre Onana. £22 million. £22 million. It's a set transfer value. Scouts are delighted. Last time we spoke to the agent, he's incredibly interested in joining. And if you compare him with Nick Pope, shot stopping's the same. He's better physically. He's quicker. Mental's the same. He's a little bit less of communication, much more eccentric, which I'm not too keen of. Slightly worse aerially, much better distribution. 6'4", he's only an inch shorter. He weighs more, which means he'll be stronger and sturdier. I mean, it's so tempting to do it. 22 million. Transfer listed by request. I mean, if we can get this down to a... It would sort of be a kick in the teeth for Sivlar, wouldn't it? Although Sivlar knew he was going to be a backup. So 7.5. I mean, let's go. That's 22 million. Oh, they want 4. That's all they want after... Oh, okay. We might be bringing in a new goalkeeper. We are spending so much money in this episode. And I absolutely love it. Okay, Onana is very happy to talk to us. We'll give a player a big pay rise. So let's say no to that. Oh, he's so cheap. He wants less than Nick Pope. 65, 3 million signing on fee. Oh, he only wants 69. We can get him to 65 here. He's accepted. Oh my word, we're building a squad here for Newcastle. We've just got to be wary of homegrown. Where we've sold so many of our homegrown people like Longstaff, Shelvey, and people like that, we've got to just keep an eye on that. Okay, Onana has been granted his work permit. We're bringing him in. He's in. We have splashed the cash on this one. Pleased to sign a player of his calibre. The squad is now overloaded with people that can play as goalkeepers. Squad registration. Onana. Okay, we've got 1 spot left because you have to keep the amount of spots available, don't you? So that would be 5, which would leave us with... Have 20... Well, you need 8. So 20... two. No, that's the last one because you need 3 spots available. Okay, so if we sign someone else, they've basically got to be homegrown in England. So trained in the nation for 3 years. Okay, well, Onana's in. We've definitely improved the team. What squad number can he have? Busso. Oh, I haven't registered Busso. I don't have to. He's under 21. He can get the number 20. And Onana can have... Oh, number 24 is Miguel Almiron. You can have 34 for now. How about that? Right. Now the question is... Do we sell Nick Pope? Andre Silva could be moving to Real Madrid. We're getting a last little scouting update from people. Oh, that's the centre-back I was looking at was Victor Nelson from Galatasaray. Great bravery, strength. Jumping reach and heading isn't brilliant. Leadership's all right. He is right-footed, which is probably what we need as a centre-back at the moment. He would fit in nicely, but I feel like we've spent so much money in this window already. I really wish I could cancel this Adrian loan. We can't, so we're just going to put him down to the under-21s for now. Unless we... Do we offer Sivlar out on loan? No, we'll keep Sivlar in for the cup games. He's not doing too bad. But yeah, we now have Nick Pope, who's an important first-team player on 100 grand a week. And we have Andre Onana, who is a first-choice goalkeeper on 65 grand a week. Yeah. Well, it's a good headache to have, isn't it? It's a nice headache to have. I'm not too upset by what's happened. I would like to buy an English player. I think if we're going to buy someone else, well, we have to buy an English player if we're going to buy someone else. So I'll do a bit more scouting, and we'll be back for the last 4 or 5 hours of the transfer window. So with 2 hours to go, we've wrapped up one last deal, which is Harry Wilson from Fulham. I think as the backup to Hakan Çalhanoğlu will be awesome. And again, gives us a bit more versatility. He's going to come in as a squad player, so doesn't have to start every single game. And is actually really good. And I think he'll come in. On loan, there is a deal. We have the option to sign for £20 million, which we're obviously not going to do at the end of it. But I think as an option, he comes in, bolsters the squad. He's homegrown. We'll get him in. Harry Wilson joins. What a frantic deadline day. Brilliant. So as we go into the final hour then of deadline day, a quick recap of what we've done in this one. It's 342 million spent with this season. Brilliant. Harry Wilson is in. Andre Onana, the goalkeeper. Gianluca Busio, a central midfielder. Patson Daka joins from Leicester. Hakan Çalhanoğlu is the big money buy, the star signing from Inter Milan. Again, we're giving Inter Milan a lot of money in this episode. Fred joined from Man United, and Donny Marlon has joined from Borussia Dortmund as well. And right at the beginning of the transfer window, Mael Sivlar joined from AS Roma. We have sold our fair share of dead wood, and I think we can all agree the squad is now much, much better than it was. Does mean I could potentially now loan out Elliot Anderson and get him some first-team football. He's been playing a fair amount for us. 8 appearances, 6.67. We could offer him out on loan. We've got plenty of cover on the wing positions now. And I feel like getting him game time... Yeah, let's offer him out on loan and say if you pay all of his wages, which is only 10 grand, and make sure he's a star player, you can have him on loan. Because Harry Wilson, I'd prefer him to be our backup if Elliot Anderson can go out and get first-team football. So maybe one last out of a very highly rated youngster, Elliot Anderson. If I do a lower league save, which I'm thinking of doing this year, I'm going to keep an eye out on him because he's been very, very good for me in this save. Okay, so we have a couple of bids. Hanover in the Bundesliga 2, attacking midfielder, playmaker, important first-team player. Both of them are offering the same amount overall. Is he going to play at Besiktas? I'd prefer him to go to England. That's the thing. I would have preferred him to stay in England, but they probably can't afford his wages. We'll accept both, see if he wants to go to either. And he is going to Germany. He's decided to go to the German second division rather than Besiktas, which is interesting. But yeah, Elliot Anderson, how is he likely to stay? I think he'll go on loan imminently. A deal is close. Just got to dot the I's and cross the T's. And he has joined Hanover on loan, and that is the end of deadline day. So Anderson goes out on loan. The transfer deadline day passes. We had the three massive deals there. 2 from Inter Milan and 1 from Leicester. Player wages, we're up to 6th in player wages, and the transfer window roundup. Biggest spenders, most players out, most players in. Bosh. That is how you do January deadline day. Absolutely amazing. What a transfer window. I absolutely loved it. Right, we're going to be back to test out this new Wonder lineup that we've got. Let's come back for... We'll do the FA Cup 5th round and Leicester. We've just signed Patson Daka off them, so we'll come back for the FA Cup 5th round and Leicester at the beginning of March, and we'll see you then. Lovely stuff. Oh, I forgot to go through the World Cup. Brazil won it. It was pretty easy for them. There you go. You're all caught up. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.